Whoa! Help! Hi guys, we found this spot that looks pretty good. It's in a bit of a dip, and the dunes are just over there, so we've got really great access to the sea, and it's surrounded by these low thorny bushes, you know, the kind you get behind the dunes and that, and I think it provides cover and provides a bit of shelter. We can't really feel the wind here. We'll have to be a bit stealthy about it because there's a lot of paths, and I think, to be fair, some of them are game trails, but there is a footpath just up there, and there's a road probably 100 yards down that way. So we'll have to be low and we'll have to be quiet, but this is great. It looks like a good pitch, and I think we're going to have a good night here. It hasn't always been called the North Sea. If you look at old maps, a little over 100 years ago, it was called the German Sea. And I first noticed that when I was at Wallington Hall, one of the big National Trust properties in Northumbrian. There was a really old globe, and it was called the German Sea on that. And the name changed, it might have came from the Dutch, but it's the North Sea now. But the name's not without precedence, because the Romans sometimes called it the Northern Ocean. And it's quite a shallow sea as seas go. It's basically a flooded continental shelf. The average depth is about 95 metres, but it does go down to 700 metres at its deepest. And 10,000 years ago, it was all dry land. It would have been, before the ice caps melted, it would have been a really rich hunting ground for Mesolithic peoples. And when the ice caps melted, the whole place flooded, and it's now called Doggerland, after a type of fishing boat. And even today you hear stories of trawlers dredging up animal bones, mammoth bones, and tools made of stone and antler tips. So it's amazing to think about that this is all dry land and you could walk across to the continent. And of course the North Sea heralded the beginning of the Viking Age. In 1793 the Anglo-Saxon chronicles tell of portents in the sky, sheets of lightning and fireballs and dragons in the sky. And of course the Vikings came and crossed the sea and pillaged the holy island of Lindisfarne. There's a narrow pebble strip between the dunes and the sea, and if you look along here, there's plenty of little bits of driftwood. I think if we wanted to, you could have a nice discreet leave no trace fire down at the beach. I'm looking for a bit of fossil coral, because there's bound to be some along here somewhere. Aye, there's some. Check that out, fossilised coral. It's amazing. I think this is a living creature millions of years ago. I think I'll keep it by my bivvy tonight and return it to the beach in the morning. It's been here for millions of years, it won't mind. I've just come for a little walk around the campsite. I want to see if it can be seen easily, and the camp's just there in those bushes, and you can't see anything at all until you're right on top of it. And in fact, the first thing you do see is my bright blue rucksack, so I'll put that under the top. So it does seem like we're nice and stealthy for now. think I like using the schnozzle better. It's just a bit quieter, isn't it? A bit stealthier. That's my Climate Cush pillow. It's like blowing up one of those party things. I don't know what you call them. You know, the twirly things. A bit like that. It's a good pillow though. I like it because you can put it in different positions. I'll just show you my setup, folks. For a bit of cover, all I've got is the DD small superlight tarp. It's big enough to bivy under, you know, on the ground, but I'm not sure you can hammock on it. I've got the Alpkit Elan bivy, my Phantom Flame winter bag, and the Expert mattress underneath. I wasn't going to peg this bivy out, but actually when you start putting your sleeping bag in and trying to move in it, it was rolling around all over the place. So I've just got 3 pegs in it, 2 at the head end and 1 at the foot end. And there's Coral, my pet fossil, who'll look after the camp tonight, and I'll return Coral to the beach in the morning. And believe it or not, this is Silky Nick's first ever bivy. So he's lent my British Army Gore-Tex bivy bag, and he's got his DD Coyote Brown 2x4x3 tarp?
3.5.
3.5.
Massive.
There you go, Nick. What are you sleeping under here?
Well, we've borrowed Graham's Gore-Tex bivy. Got the mat in there, got the down bag. Oh, we're just going to have get a brew up, but it's just massive. I don't think I've used this. I've had it a while, but so dead easy. It's probably a bit rough for other aficionados of the bivvying fraternity, but I think it'll keep us dry tonight.
I think so.
We might get a bit of rain in the morning.
I was worried about Nick finding a good water source because all the pools here are quite brackish. Nick, where did you get your water from?
Am I allowed to say? Keep it a secret.
Okay.
I've got it out of a tap, not far from here.
Nice one. So it's starting to get a bit darker now. The sun's set. It's up to 8 o'clock, but it'll take a while for the last of the light to die off. And I can hear the birds roosting in the trees behind the dunes, and it looks like all the dog walkers have finished on the beach now, and it's just really peaceful sitting here in the dunes. This is great. I don't know why I haven't been beach camping more often. The sound of the waves is just fantastic for going to sleep. It's great. Something really cool happened a couple of weeks ago. I got a recommendation, a shout out from the Fell Wanderer on his channel, and like years ago, I was watching the likes of Mark Thompson, Andy Wardle, Mick Cole with 12th Sagittarian and Fell Wanderer, and they were the sort of people who inspired me to start my own channel. And I know it's tiny, but to get a shout out from Fell Wanderer, who's a wild camping hero of mine, is just fantastic. So Damien, if you're watching, thanks very much. That was amazing. Cheers. Come on, let's go and have a look at the beach. We'll see if it's emptied out properly. If it's a really sunny bank holiday, you'll get a few people down, but in general you can have the place to yourself with a couple of dots walking a dog in the distance, you know. This is just one of the great things we've got in Northumberland. Look at this, man. Look at ourselves. Beaches in the Middle Ages used to be seen as, you know, desolate places, ungodly places, barren at the edge of nowhere, where no sensible person wanted to go. That's where the storms were, and where the invading armies landed, and where there was no good farmland, and etc. And nowadays, the beach is seen in a totally different way. It's restorative. You come here for peace. You walk your dog. You get your head in order. It's funny how, you know, the attitude of different environments changes over time. So what's the best thing to eat at the beach? Aye, it's fish and chips, but I haven't got a chip pan out with us tonight. But I have got some, I've got a nice bit of squid So we're having squid with chilli and lemon for tea tonight. Yeah. What I'm going to do is just put some crisscross patterns on it, and then massage some oil into it, and just sprinkle on some, oh get off grass, sprinkle on some chilli and garlic as it cooks, just a minute each side, and then a good squeeze of lemon when it's done. So I'm going to put the oil on the squid itself rather than on the pan. Get the pan nice and hot, and oh man, I've got grass on my squid. The plan is to get the ridge pan nice and hot and then try and sear the squid, but it might not work because it's a lot more squid juice than I thought, but I'll try just a minute each side. And I've got a mixture of salt and chilli here. I'm going to sprinkle it as it cooks. So much for stealth camping. I bet you can smell this from miles around. I've got some of these little mini peppers as well, which I'm going to half and just try and char on the grill a little bit. I'll have it with my squid. Look at that, man. I'm managing to get bloody grass in my pan. Get out. Oh man. So how are my peppers? It's all over my pepper. Oh, I dropped it. There we go, folks. We've got butterflied squid with salt and chilli, with small peppers, and a good squeeze of lemon over the lot. And that's my supper. Not bad. So this is what it's all about, chaps. Sleeping under the stars with a good friend, a little buddy burner going, leave no trace. And I'm drinking one of my favourite beers from Lidl's, Luminous Nights. It's got a really juicy and vibrant start, very bubbly, and then it fades away to a bitter finish. A bit like marriage, really. What are you drinking, Nick?
Silky stout.
Silky stout. Of course he is. Morning, folks. What a great night last night. The sound of the sea was beautiful and I slept really well. So thanks for coming along for the ride, and I'll see you on the next one.